With IGN's first look at what multiplayer should look like in Redfall, it goes to beg, how is Redfall designed to play? Solo or with friends? Hey heroes, Cap here with a Redfall video, and we got our very first look at what multiplayer will look like in Redfall thanks to IGN, and this was actually decent gameplay, whereas some of their gameplay previously hasn't been like the greatest, but that's neither here nor there. This one actually looked good, and it showcased how it looks like solo, with 2 players, 3 players, and 4 players, which is the max that you can get in the game. Let's break it down, take a look at the vantage points, and see exactly the benefits and cons to playing solo versus playing with friends. As always, if you got to enjoy the video, be sure to smash the thumbs up and hit the subscribe as we get on into it. Redfall allows you to play with up to 3 of your friends at one time. But if you're more of a single player, you can play that way, but the single player format is designed to be just you, no AI in the game to kind of follow you around and, possibly expose you or shoot too early or use their abilities at the wrong time. This can be both good and bad, as the AI has a tendency of doing all of those sometimes. Like, for example, if you have an AI Layla and they were to give you a lift during combat to shoot you up in the air when you're not expecting it, could lead to some nasty outcomes. Then again, the extra firepower for when things get, should I say, bloody, is pretty nice. Now when playing single player, the character choice can be even more important than playing with a squad. For example, if you want to make sure that you have someone with you, Remy is a pretty good choice, as Bree will be with her every step of the way, so you have an accomplice with you, and a way to kind of distract the vampires, to distract the cultists, and to help you and aid you. Plus, Remy is the one to kind of heal the group as well. Another thing to consider is that all the characters, Layla, Dev, and Remy, all have ways of traversing Redfall to get into higher places on the map, with Layla her lift, Dev and his teleport ability, and Remy with jumping off of her C4s, whereas Jacob, the sniper of the group, doesn't seem to have anything like that we've seen so far. Even in the character deep dive, we had to see Jacob jump off of Layla's lift to get up onto the roof of the buildings. This could be revealed once the game drops, or something that comes later in a patch, but it's something to consider for the time being if you were to drop in single player. Now, playing solo also allows you to take your time to explore the world and the lore of the game. I, for one, like to read everything that I get, which, when I'm playing multiplayer games, can be a bit limiting on my teammates and kind of holds them back, or I'm the one that's like 200 meters behind them and they're all pushing a fight and they're asking where I am, and I'm like, hold on, I'm reading this book real fast. Not saying that you have pushy friends, but we all know that one person who's always rushing to get the objective in the game. Now for multiplayer, you have friends by your side whether you're bringing 1, 2, or up to 3 max. Plus, with the game allowing you to choose all the same character, there's no fighting over who's going to be who. But, you can all choose Remy and have 4 Bree Brones, which seems a bit unfair to really distract all the enemies, just have them completely encased in Bree Bones. Now there is some strategy in this with choosing your characters when you're squatting up with friends, making sure that each of your abilities kind of help out your friends. For example, how I mentioned Jacob's seemingly kind of limited traversal, this can be aided by any other character to give your squad sniper a better vantage point, which is pretty good for you, as it's always good to have somebody watching your back. Layla seems to be the best choice, as the elevator doesn't seem to make a noise, whereas Dev, you have to kind of upgrade his teleport ability to kind of walk through like a portal, and Remy's is a C4. That's slightly noticeable. Now bringing in friends will also bring in a bit more difficulty with the game, as the devs look to scale the game based off of it, and they even talked about it during the IGN first look. The devs are constantly thinking about changing the difficulty in the game to make sure nothing's too easy or too difficult, and they were said to be making notes while they were playing with IGN on what they need to change or scale to make appropriate. Now multiplayer in Redfall is completely untethered as well. That means when I am reading a book that's 200 meters away from my squad, it's okay. They can continue on and just wait for me to catch up, or eventually I'll catch up. But it's completely untethered, which means you can all go out and explore and do other things. There's certain areas where you're all going to want to make sure that you're together. For example, like going into the nest of the vampires, you may want to be squatted up for that one. But maybe they saw something shiny or are just reading up on the lore. It's okay to take their time and explore without impacting the gameplay of others. Just keep in mind that you are by yourself in a town full of cultists and vampires, so make sure your squad's within running distance. So whether you play Redfall solo or multiplayer, or you have multiple saves to make sure that you can play as each character or different ways to play it, it doesn't matter. There doesn't seem to be a right or wrong answer. Both have their pros and cons. Myself, I'm definitely going to be playing this with friends. It's always good to slay vampires and stake them with the help of a friend or two. Redfall drops in 1 week, so let's get prepared and get ready for this game to see exactly what it all has to offer. If you want to know more about the performance of the game, check out my video here, as well as subscribe for more videos. And as always, stay amazing, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.